Hi, welcome back. Today we will talk a bit about investments. We will answer questions such as, are house investments as profitable as apartment investments? Is short-term rental or long-term rental possible? Can you do a flip? Can you make up to 100,000 at once on such a flip? And what is the entry threshold and what surprises await you? All this will be in a series of videos dedicated to investments, which we are opening with this episode. Let us know in the comments what topics you want us to cover and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next episodes. We will start with an investment that will surely surprise many of you. This is 120 plots, 30 minutes from Warsaw. What will we be doing on these 120 plots? We will definitely be doing flips. We will be building for short-term rentals. We will be building for long-term rentals. If anyone is interested in joining this investment, I cordially invite you. The site for this investment begins right behind me. Let's walk over to the edge. And the whole area is very large. It consists of 120 plots, which I mentioned, of 1,000 meters each, and a 2-hectare pond with an island. Let's walk over here. There is also an old farmstead. This farmstead is made of brick. It did not stand the test of time. When it comes to investments in houses, house flipping, and short or long-term rentals, we have the experience. Over 2 years, we sold nearly 200 such houses, and our investors bought them for various purposes. We observed them, we have our own conclusions, we have our own investments, and we want to share them with you in a series of episodes dedicated to investments. So let's move on to the next point. And what will we be discussing today? We will talk about that. I think it is worth it, who this episode is for. We have also prepared a conversation for you with Kuba, who comes from apartments for rent. We will ask him if investing in plots, in land, is a good alternative to investing in apartments or not. Let us see what he thinks about it. We will tell you how the division of this property looks here and what surprises and what process we are going through. Many topics will likely be opened, but we won't finish them in one video, whether it lasts half an hour or an hour, because there are many issues regarding land, and that is probably a barrier that keeps interested people from entering the market. It is not even about financial issues anymore, but simply that every municipality has its own customs. To buy such a plot on your own, prepare it and provide utilities, well, it involves a whole range of different things. Today is the first day of real winter. Even though it is autumn, it is snowing. It is really freezing, but we work in an industry where we cannot afford not to work in such conditions, especially since this is a good time to start an investment. Remember that most people interested in buying such a plot will only think about it in the spring. And having such an investment completed, you will be ready to finalize it and do a flip or start renting out this house from the spring. So now is definitely the time to think about it. Here is the pond mentioned earlier. The entire development consists of 120 plots of 1,000 square meters each, and here we have a 2-hectare pond and a half-hectare island, which will be the event center, a recreational zone with gazebos and perhaps some outdoor weddings. We shall see. Around the island there will be a zone with buildings constructed for short-term rentals, so that after a party or event on the island you can go and get some sleep. So houses for short-term rental. And in the next part of the property there will simply be a place, an oasis of calm, a quiet zone where we can build a house for ourselves, a recreational one, do a flip, or simply live here all year round. From this point, I think it is worth noting that this video is for people who want to find their place on earth here, move, change their lifestyle, and above all, for those who want to start investing in land with houses. There are many aspects to land itself and many aspects to land with houses. We will cover both. An entire series will be dedicated to this. It is not just one 15 or 20-minute video. There are many issues to cover. We will also hold meetings for you, so visit our websites. Subscribe to our channels to find out when we will be organizing such events, so we can meet and talk about what interests you. And from here, I invite you to a short conversation with Kuba Midel. Welcome back. We have another day with an expert at our investment sites. We are in Rasibori today, near Marilka and Tarzin, 30 minutes from Warsaw. We are starting a very large investment here for 120 plots. I think viewers will be interested in how such an investment proceeds and what kind of alternative it is to apartments, renting smaller or larger properties in cities. What do you think about such long-term house rentals?
There will certainly be. I have, experience with apartment tenants. Today, a small apartment in Łódź is 2,500 zlotys per month. We are talking about rent for the owner, of course.
And what's the square footage?
Very, small, tiny, 27, 35 square meters. So I think it will be a natural progression that a tenant who wants to spend 2,500, 3,000 zlotys will look for something bigger and a piece of land. That is what you want to do here, what you want to do as a company. It is a very innovative idea. So today, it is hard to be an expert in an industry we do not even know yet. However, seeing apartment prices and rental costs, this is likely the next stage, where someone for 3,000 or 4,000 zlotys will want to rent something more than 40 or 50 square meters in the city center. Two, there are many clients who work remotely, many families who can afford to live outside the city at all. Let's be honest, those 30, 40 minutes to Warsaw is quite a distance, but there are many people who do not have to go to Warsaw more often than, for example, once a week.
Hybrid work,
Yes.
right? It is this new concept that is everywhere now.
So I see an opportunity here, what you just said, that you have an enclave, some closed-off area, very pristine for now, where you can only drive through with a car Tyrannosaurus like this Wrangler. But once this area is gently smoothed out and developed, with a road, subdivided plots, and perhaps some recreational space, that's something you don't find in every neighborhood, like a bit of water. It will make it possible to invest in a house here and rent it out, or buy a house and live here.
Yes, what we notice is an entry barrier for the investor, meaning they don't want to get involved in subdividing or connecting utilities to the plot. So we invite investors to join us. We already have such plots subdivided. We bring in all the utilities and simply provide a finished product. We also have ready-made sets, including the houses, meaning the plot and the house. It is cheaper than if someone were to organize something like that on their own.
And will it be possible to buy a house here for
Yes,
yourself?
definitely. We are currently near a pond that is 2 hectares in size. There will be a recreational island of 0.5 hectare with accommodation facilities around it. But further on, we also have plots intended for a quiet zone where you can live or build a house for long-term rental.
I have a similar situation in Łódź, because I also have a plot that is over 5 hectares, so you could easily put 80, maybe 100 houses like that there. I'm also thinking about the client having a house of around 70 or 65 square meters on a 500-meter plot with much more independence. And the investment will cost as much as a small 2-room apartment in Łódź today. I don't know. 250, 350,000, and the client will have completely different conditions. But how will society actually react? How will clients react? It is unknown.
Yes.
Although any sensible person knows that it is probably better to have twice as much space.
With a piece of your own land, yes.
Not a balcony that is 7 square meters. I would not dismiss, heaven forbid, this idea, which is certainly proven, meaning a small apartment, but this is something more.
Well, this is an alternative to today's real estate market, which has slowed down a bit in terms of flips and rentals. The credit leverage is also not in the best shape right now, is it? And this is an investment. You can still enter with cash because the threshold allows for it. So whether you have been flipping until now or just buying apartments for rent, we invite you to our channel to see what such an investment in rental houses can look like.
One more technical question. When do you start operations here?
We have already started the initial Angel groundwork, but we will be delivering the first houses in the spring of 2023.
So can you buy a plot of land or a house with a plot?
You need to book now because there is a lot of interest. Even though the plot is not far from Warsaw, we stay within the limit of 100,000 zlotys for a fully serviced plot. So it 1,000 square
what
meters.
surface area?
An investor
Okay.
comes in and it is 100,000 zlotys for the plot plus the house. We also have ready-made sets where the combination of a plot and a house simply works out better.
I'll just ask out of curiosity, what is the investment contribution? Because a plot of land is 100,000 zlotys for 1,000 square meters. How much do you have to pay for a house and what kind of return on investment do you anticipate here?
You said that a studio apartment is 26 to 28 meters, right, for rent. That's a
Today the cost is about 10,000 zlotys. To 9,000 zlotys per meter in Lodz and in Warsaw probably 10, 12 or 15.
And for us, a house of that size to buy it here along with the plot is 259,000. So the entry point is truly accessible to most people.
For a slightly higher amount, I just bought an apartment in Zdunska Wola that is 37 square meters, also for rent. And here we have
A
a
1,000
house
meter plot,
and a large plot of land.
You can always put two such houses on one plot, right? And split the cost of the plot in half per unit.
That is exactly what I wanted to ask. And what is the area of this house?
Then it would be 28 meters. There are also larger models available, and that is why we invite you to our channel to follow how this investment is being carried out and to learn the details on our website in the investments tab.
Question remains though, did you conduct any market research whether these will be long-term, short-term vacation or year-round rentals?
We do not do anything without a reason. Clients simply come to us who are interested in a house for rent, for short-term or long-term rental, and ideas simply come from the lives of our clients. So we are responding to what is happening on the market right now. People don't want to take out a loan for 500, 600,000. They prefer to invest 250, 300,000 in cash that they have, which they would have used for a down payment, right? In such leverage. So it is undoubtedly an alternative for today, and I think it will develop, especially in light of what is coming.
So, the year 2023, big moves in Rashibori and a
That
large
is
housing
right.
estate.
That it is good to have your own enclave that is independent of the whole system, whether it is energy, water, or anything else. Here we have our own water. We can have solar panels. Such a house can produce more energy than it consumes, so it is a good alternative for these times.
Sure. So what now? We wait for
That is
further
right.
developments.
Thanks, Kuba, for
Congratulations.
visiting.
Please take a look. That is all from me. In any case, I can suggest checking the website and we will follow how the work progresses in 2023. If I could just drop by to see you.
If you're in the area, you're welcome.
That will certainly happen more than once.
Thanks. We greet our viewers and see you next time.
See you later.
To divide such an area is quite a challenge, but to then carry it all out in the field, so that is something else entirely. And here is an example of how we approach this investment and how we start it. Here the stakes are already driven in, marking the boundaries of the plot. You will also see this as we walk around the property. Here we have designated a zone for the entrance and a zone for the house to be placed. It is fenced off with tape to show the investors how it can be organized. The rest of this green area remains untouched. It is also this kind of terrain. These are not normal trees, but rather self-seeded ones. More bushes than actual trees. Still, it is very nice not to cut them down, to leave them. People like being surrounded by this greenery. That is why they come here, why they invest, and how they want to spend their time. That is why our plots, here is another plot marked from post to post. We do not touch anything. When people interested in buying this plot come, well, we will adapt the property exactly as they wish. One person will want to keep more trees, another fewer, and some won't want any at all. But it is all an individual matter. Come here, I will show you how it looks. Here is the entrance to the island, which we will go onto. but not in this episode, maybe in the next one when we carry out more work here. One part of the pond, that's the entrance to the island, is right here. I should add that we used to drive onto this island by car as well. And now we will walk along this property. You will see the second part of the pond, so let's keep moving along the property. Again, on one side we have the pond and the island, and on the other we have plots where you can build these houses for rent, for other short-term rentals, or for yourself as well. So as far as the purpose goes, that is an individual matter. Everyone will surely find something for themselves. And from this spot, just as you could hear what Kuba was saying about investing in land, you have to adapt a bit to the current situation. Life has taught us to adapt quickly at this point. Less than 2 years ago, COVID, broken supply chains, many people changed industries, and in reality, it is clear that nothing is permanent. That is why we show what such investments look like. We want more and more people to take an interest in this topic. See how it looks. In my mind's eye, I can picture a nicely developed island, a well-organized pond, a nice shore so you can get in, go for a swim in the summer when it's warm, or host a small or large party for your company or yourself. And there will certainly be several recreational zones so set aside, as this area is very large and designated for recreation, regardless of whether someone buys a plot with a house here in this part by the pond, or if it is at the other end of the property, half a kilometer away. They will have access to this recreational zone. But getting back to the topic of adapting, it is not an easy matter. Switching from apartments to working with land, buying houses, selling houses. However, I think that today it is a good alternative, and it is quite necessary for us to... Such challenges were taken on. Now we have a slightly harder task here, some kind of bottleneck. That is how it is with plots. These are not apartments. There is a bit more fun with the terrain here. Some blackberries, some raspberries. If someone has already done investments of this type, they surely know that sometimes you have to walk through such a field. You have to get through some goldenrod, through raspberries, bypass them, go around. There is really a lot of fun here. But a well-organized investment will certainly pay off, and we will definitely earn well on it. Minor technical issues. For an investor, this is certainly an investment that will pay off, regardless of which one you choose. I am curious about your ideas for organizing the area. Tell me, let me know in the comments how you would develop an investment like this. What would you do with the pond? What would you do with the island, with the area around the island? We are heading to the rest of the plot, which we will show you, and I think you will be able to see this space well here, and you can also see a few posts. You can see the area all around. I think there's not much to add here. It is nice to live in such conditions, nice to spend time. The cameraman is stumbling a bit, but these are the terrain conditions we have. We test a control boat, so that is normal. Look around here at how it looks. I will walk over there. We will show that side of this investment. It stretches very wide, here for almost 100 meters wide and half a kilometer or even more in length. And here it would also be worth such a reflection on this modular frame construction. Many people wonder if it is durable, not durable, or less durable than masonry. As we can see here on the buildings, on the structures that are remnants of such an old farm, we see that these masonry buildings did not stand the test of time. It probably all depends on how it is made.
I would agree with the thesis that it does not matter if we build masonry or a wooden house. What matters is using the right technology, having the proper layers and following best practices. Of course, any unauthorized construction has no chance of longevity. It is worth concluding by saying that nowadays investment is no longer a choice. It is a necessity. With inflation at almost 18%, it is almost of legal age, so it is hard to talk about keeping money in a bank account. Other influencers online are saying it will soon be 40%. Is that true? Let us keep following this. The return on such a flip investment is definitely around 25 to 40%, depending on the plot, the house you choose, and how you organize it, which matters because that is essential. First, you need to know a great deal about land and about verifying land and mortgage registers. How do you prepare the land to make it optimal? It is known that an investment is less profitable if we buy one plot, want to build one house and sell it, than if we buy 5,000 square meters, divide it into 1,000 square meter plots, and sell, for example, 5 such finished houses with plots. We are about to visit an investment site that features 3 houses on 3 1,000 meter plots. And we will show you exactly how this investment calculated out. But roughly speaking, the investor earned about 100,000 zlotys on each house with a plot. He had 3, so the estimated profit will be about 300,000 zlotys per year. I think that is good money. I think the investment is similar to house flipping, but the potential profit is much higher. Also, both in the short and long term, we can earn more on houses than on apartments. But to back up my words, I will show you this in upcoming videos. So subscribe to the channel and follow us so we can provide you with more of this content. I am also very interested in your perspective because many people showed up at the open days held at our factory at the beginning of October. Many people who also watch Kuba Midel's channel. These are people who dealt with flips, apartment rentals, and came precisely to ask to get to know our world a bit, how to work with land, how to work with what investments can be made in houses with land, because right now their market has slowed down a bit. That is why we invite you to join us for more details and subscribe to us. Bye bye.